We'll just drive up into the quarry and have a look at the start of the operation. And I think the digger's operating up here, so we'll get a good look at that. The digger here is extracting limestone with a ripper. We've got a 36-ton Volvo digger there, and that's what we use for all our extraction. And we first rip the bench. The limestone's quite well consolidated and stuck together with the silicas and other bits and pieces, and with the pressure that it's been under while it's been sitting in the hill, it's very strong, so there's no chance of it slumping or failing and losing the digger over the side. Okay, Dad's now put the bucket onto the digger and it's just mass excavating the limestone over the bank for the loader to pick up. It'll probably take us approximately 6 weeks to finish this bench down to our current ground level at the moment. This is basically the start of our crushing process, where the loader is loading the bin for the primary crusher. Then we've got a plate feeder at the bottom that's regulating the feed rate, so we can speed that up and slow it down as we need to. And then it drops into a single rotor impactor, which is driven by a 150 horsepower electric motor, which is breaking the rocks down from, say, a top size of a half a metre down to approximately 100 millimetre, which is then up the conveyor belt and onto the screens, and then goes into our washing plant heap. After the primary screen, the oversize is conveyed up to the surge bin for the ag mill. After it's passed through the mill, it goes up the elevator onto the Morganson's sizer. The oversize is screened out and sent around, recirculated around to be crushed again, and the undersize is then conveyed out to the shed ready for dispatch. We want to keep the product as dry as possible, so we keep the rain out of it, so it spreads better, and also so you're not selling your customers water. Basically, ours has got a top size of 2mm and going right down into the fine micron sizings. You need to get a good spread of sizing so you get a longevity with your liming, so that the finer particles work faster and first, and then you get your carryover with the larger particles. We're now looking at the washing plant, which is the start of our processing for the burnt lime. We're washing out the 0.5 millimetre and under from the sand that we feed the kiln with. This takes out the majority of our impurities with the silicas and any clay or anything that may be in the limestone. We wash with water, we recycle out of the pond. We leave it there for a day usually, and then we put it into our feed shed, where it sits for up to another week to let the water drain away. This is our fluid bed kiln. This is where we burn the limestone. We feed the washed limestone into a feed bin to a drying plant that we dry the limestone back to virtually zero moisture using our recovered waste heat. We also dry our coal to get rid of the excess moisture, and then the sand is fed into the kiln and preheated to around about 400 degrees before it's added into number one bed with the coal, and then just through a series of weirs until it comes out the other side as burnt lime. usually takes around about a half an hour to go through its full process. We're using quite a lot of the waste heat to dry and preheat the limestone, and then it goes through the dust collectors to catch any of the dust before it's the exhaust out into the atmosphere. The mixed coal and limestone is dropped into the top of number one bed. The temperature in number one bed's around about 850 degrees Celsius, and then it goes through a weir into number two bed, and the temperature is lifted up to around about 920 degrees. Burnt lime comes in on a conveyor belt and is fed into a mixer where the water is added into it there, and it goes into the hydrator, which is basically like a big cake mixer, and gets mixed around. From the hydrator, the lime is put through two air separators to separate any reject out of it, and then it goes into either the bagging tank or it goes into our bulk storage. We have the bag press there, so the guys can lower the pallet as they're bagging to save them bending and save their backs, and then once they've finished bagging their ton, we press it to push out any of the air in the bags. It makes it more stable, and then once we've stretch wrapped it, it's a lot more stable in the truck. It's not going to tip over, whereas if you don't press it, there's a lot of air and everything's sloppy and can tip over on the truck as it's transported away. This is our new fine grinding plant. We've just installed this in the last couple of years. It's been installed to produce fine ground limestone for the industrial and agricultural market. We're currently making a product that's around about 100 micron and under. We're getting about 6 tonnes an hour. At the moment, the product is just going into 1 tonne bags and 25 kilo bags. We're just installing some bulk silos, give us some more storage, and then we'll be able to use bulk tankers to cart the product around the countryside. The forklift comes in, picks it up with the loops on top of the bag, and just carries it straight out, put it into the back of the truck. The farmers return the bags, and we can reuse them again as long as they're in a reasonable, safe condition.
And now, our second son Matthew has joined the company, ensuring that the Websters name will continue on into the future. In 1946, my father Bruce, his brother Morris, along with their uncle, my father Bruce, his brother uncle, joined forces. My father Bruce, his brother Morris, joined forces with an uncle and purchased a bankrupt lime works east of Havelock North.
On the paddock. Now I'm lost again.
Hi, I'm Robert Webster, Managing Director at Websters Hydrated Lime Company at Havelock North.